In 2018, Prince of Arran picked up a lot of air miles by racing in 5 different countries and running well up to the mark, winning or placing in a majority of those contests. Back in from his winter break and preparing for his next international target, trainer Charlie Fellows sums up what Prince of Arran has achieved so far and highlights what 2019 has in store.
He ran 4 times in Dubai, won once, second once. Then he came back to England, finished 7th in the Chester Cup, then went out to America, third in America. Ran really well. Again, that was the first time I really got a just gut feeling that maybe 2 miles slightly stretches him. Came back to England, second in the Northumberland Plate, and then he had a little holiday and went over to Australia, where he was third in the Herbert Power, won the Lexus, and then third in the Melbourne Cup. It's a difficult question because automatically everyone would say, well, don't be mad, finishing third in the Melbourne Cup was amazing. It's a close run thing between the Melbourne Cup and actually the Lexus 3 days earlier. The Lexus purely because if you've been to Derby Day, you'd understand what I'm talking about. Derby Day, the atmosphere is as good as the Melbourne Cup. It was packed, and there was the added pressure that you had to win to get into the Melbourne Cup. And it was the culmination of a year. And when he came home and won, and we knew that we'd qualified for the Melbourne Cup, it was sort of the combination of both having a winner out there and getting into the Melbourne Cup was unbelievable. He's very laid back, always has been, doesn't get worked up. He's very inquisitive and quite an intelligent horse. And I think going to different places of the world, different scenery, different training places, keeps him almost interested, keeps his mind ticking over and gives him something to think about. Plan for 2019 is going to be slightly different from last year, I think. I think what we'll find this year is we'll probably drop back in trip a little bit, maybe look at 1.5 miles, 1.6 miles maximum, but ride him a little bit more aggressively than we have done in the past. He's going to go to Dubai. He'll run in the Dubai City of Gold, which is 1.5 miles, and then we'll see what we do on World Cup night. He's got the option of the Shima or the Gold Cup, and he could go to either one, depending on what the 2 races look like. He'll then come back to England. I think the plan will be to look at something like the Hardwick at Royal Ascot over 1.5 miles, and then maybe look at something like the Canadian International abroad before heading down to Australia again for the Melbourne Cup, and what we'll take in, maybe a Caulfield Cup and Melbourne Cup, something like that, but we'll see. To me, he put me on the map. Like, he's raised my profile a huge amount. And for a small yard and a sort of relatively young trainer, that is crucial because it's not easy. To the yard, it's very hard not to fall in love with him because he's such a character. He's got a really lovely personality, very playful, and it's just very hard not to fall in love with him because he's an incredibly endearing character.